Greetings everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome to Ancra. Now this is a narrative driven puzzle horror game, and this is a demo which I've just come across on Itch.io, and it's been a bit of a time since I've last played an RPG horror game. I've come to a little bit of a dry spell on ones which look both fascinating and has a description which captivates me to play such a game, because on Itch.io about 90% of RPG Maker entries anyways are just like troll games or stuff like that. So I'm gonna hit a new game and see how this puzzle horror game plays out, because usually with puzzles nowadays I get well, I like to look at originality with puzzles and see how they play out, because if it's just trying to repeat a puzzle from another game but it just tries to rewrite it but kind of have the same formula as it but not make any sense out of it, then I usually get to a stage where I'm just not that happy with the game in itself. But if it's less of what I think it is, less of a story game but more focusing on the puzzles, then we can. Whoa, these are nice mechanics, by the way. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's for the lamp. Hello there. Hi. I must explain. Will you understand? Will I understand, or are we frozen in time? I don't know what you want. This is really well done for a demo. Even as a demo, it's still pretty good. Let's see, Horton's developers, I believe this is more like credits or something like that. Horton's developers, definitely. Will you go away? We're in 1987. I don't know what that date represents in terms of any good or any important timeline stamps within history, but that phone keeps going off. Are you ill? The winter's been cruel. So you trying to give me a riddle of some kind just based on the phone calls? The door's locked. So can we go upstairs? Or we're stuck down here. No turning back now. So we're gonna have to wait for the phone calls to transpire then, I assume. And then once we do that, then we might be able to find some sort of key to this riddle. 990847 is repeated on 2 different dates, on the 8th and the 9th, but the 8th is circled. Take the address book. Oh, there's a key underneath the address book. That's excellent. The look in your eyes. What about my look? Worse than any mirror. You trying to tell me a story? I'll take the apartment key just to be nice and cooperative with the game. So I don't think it has much dialogue, this game. I would say it's more of the game interacting with you as the player. The door's locked, so can we use the apartment key? The apartment key unlocks the door. You discard the apartment key. So I'm just thinking, does waiting around for these phone calls to transpire, would that give us all of the story of the game, or does it allow us to get to another ending? Because it is said that this game has multiple endings. Where were you when I needed you most? Damn you and damn you again. So who is this caller trying to call us? And what business do you have with me? Okay, so it seems like interacting with the plugs down there also interact with the lamp. Or maybe we're just pulling out the lamp at that point. I'm not quite too sure. Should we take a little look around? I want to stick around for these phone calls because do they project some story to the light in hand? Okay, so I shouldn't have done that. There goes the... There's a storm outside. Not outside there, but in the game. Her blood, the obleton, her body, the vessel. Unless you'll give me clues to puzzles later on in the game, therefore I should be jotting these down. This light keeps flickering on and off. That's a coat pole or hanger of some sort, so put your jackets on and stuff like that. Okay. I think the interaction space for this lamp should be a bit smaller. When I say small, I mean like right next to it, either this side or over on this side. But still, it gives a nice range for a player to be able to switch things on and off. But can you see things that only appear within the dark? We can't really tell if that light keeps flickering. The phone calls have run out. I'm not sure if that clock moves or not. I believe that's it for the phone call. So let's exit the apartment now. What have we got ourselves? Four Sevens games. Was that it? It was an interactive puzzle horror game. Or maybe that's the introduction. That could be it. Maybe it's just my bad, and I try to assume something else otherwise. I was thinking, was there something hidden within a game which I have not acknowledged? How many different avenues have we got? Okay, so just walk blindly in one direction. So maybe it's a choose your own adventure type game. Because it is in itself an adventure. The door's locked. Can we interact with a tree? Can we climb up a tree? No lights are on, you can't see anything through the window. Oh dear. I'm really impressed with what I see already. This is made in RPG Maker MV. And of course, if you know RPG Maker MV, you know that its programming language is JavaScript. The bane of programming languages. It is literally the worst. I tried to learn it for web design in my university degree, and it is literally just a pain in the arse. Nobody who I've come across says that they enjoy JavaScript. Not one person, because it is literally the bane of programming languages. And it is also said that it is a necessity to learn it. Oh, what have you been across here? Oh, maybe it's an infinite world concept like Umaniki, where you go past a certain point. Oh, that's where we started with, though. Okay, so it is an infinite loop. We can barely... No, okay, we can't see our character now. So it's not hugely of a choose-your-own-adventure style game. You see, we're back to where we were. So how can we progress forward? If we can't go into the house, then how can we get in? We can get in now? Okay. So I'm not sure how we got here. It's a picture of a lighthouse. Illumination in darkness. Charles Norshway. Not sure how that is pronounced. And I don't even want to try and face comments that try and disprove me otherwise of their rudeness because I pronounce things wrongly. Not everyone does, just a few people. And to most few people who've got nothing better to do with their lives other than post negativity when somebody does something wrong, I would say this: find something to do with your life rather than projectile hate. Project hate. It's a recorder player. Record player. It's a cassette. It's an MP3 player. A picture. Let's look at a picture. Red sands. The authors, well, the painter is the same. There's nothing here to burn. Well, I can just put myself into the fire. Then again, I need someone to light it up. But I've got no lighter. We'll just use a lamp then. We'll break the light bulb then. These Haunted Shores by Nathaniel Cartwright. Charles Nursery, A Life in Pictures by Patricia Steadman. The Bible bookmarked page. Probably some sort of riddle we've got presented here. And this one. I'm not going to just read them out one by one because literally... maybe this is the one that's going to be the most likely riddle helping clue we've got here, which is the Bible, because there are bookmark sections on it, which we'll probably have to look at the verses of and see where that goes from. I probably think that sound effect when you inspect items is a little unnecessary. I'm not saying it's, oh, why'd you include it in there, but it just throws a little bit of a random curveball. But it looks like there's a knife in the oven. If the oven door won't open. For goodness sakes. If the oven door will not open. What? We need a knife in case a monster comes out and tries to kill us. You should know what lurks within the darkness. It looks like there's a knife in the oven. The other door won't open. There's a picture and a picture frame too, which has collapsed. Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me, this little bit here, it reminds me of the diner place of Transit in Black Ops 2 Zombies. Empty picture frames, they're damp and covered in mold. Oh dearie me. It's a journal piece and a clipboard thing. I forgot what they're called now, the clips. Fear is underlined. What the hell is that behind it? Some pictures. Add journal 1 to your notes. Excellent. Item, notes. Contains your contacts and call diary. That. But I can't necessarily see unless I have proficient lighting. Sorry. The door is tied shut with a rope. The knots are too tight to undo. We need a knife, but we need to somehow open the oven door to get to the knife. The oven door will open. Oh, hunky-dories, and there's a storm. Oh, dearie me. So I wonder who we are. Oh, that's a nice effect, by the way. I wonder who we are within this world. What's the name of our protagonist, and why is he exploring around? What is our objective? The door's locked from the other side. Oh, dearie me. Yep, it's definitely lightning. The doorknob is missing. You can't get the door, for goodness sakes. There's got to be at least one door open here, otherwise we can't advance. Ah, here we go, the bedroom. And the TikToks keep shining. Oh, dearie donkey me. Another journal piece. It works, it works. How long I've sat here. Pretty sure there's some important lore behind these journal entries, but there's just a huge amount to read through. There's a gold flip lighter here. We'll take the lighter because it is necessary. Right. Haunted Shores. The clock shows 3:17. So it is definitely in the morning. Peer into the light. It somehow teleported us to a new realm, it seems. Peer into it again. What do we exactly need to do here? I have no idea. Like, where is this supposed to represent? I'm not getting any ideas whatsoever. The only thing I can think of is it is the room behind the bedroom. Yeah, it is actually, because we're peeking through to see what it is on the other side. So there's a wire going through there, and it's a bit short-circuited because there's a spark going through. So what if I just turn off the lamp here? I don't think it makes any difference. We need to somehow fix the wire or something. I'm not talking about the TV show, The Wire. I don't even know what it's presented about, but I just know it exists. The clock shows 3:20. So I wonder if something happens if you go to a specific time. That could be a thing, actually. We go to one of the diary entries. Here. Wasn't there something with a set of times on it? Maybe that was... here. No. Address. But I don't even know what the date is. That's the problem. Or maybe it's the 12th of October. I'm not good with riddles. That's the problem. I mean, it probably definitely is solvable, but at this point in time, for me personally, I have no idea on how to interact with the game. Picture frame. Was it? I think it was in this room, actually. No. God, but it was like... I swear there was something like with a bunch of names and then times written by it. I have no idea now. No. St. Mark chapter 5. One obviously starts from "and they came." So what are we what are they trying to get across to us? I'm not smart enough to solve this, unfortunately. Maybe if I've put some time into it, I could, but... okay, what about the lighter? For Charlie's Love B. Can't use that. Okay. Okay, I need some fuel for the lighter, I suspect. Is there something behind the store there? Not too tight. Can I use the lighter on the rope? Okay, usually fire works on the rope, but not in this occasion. It is a bit of a doozy. And I understand that puzzle games require to be hard, and I suspect that not everybody who's watching this video will be able to solve it, but I suspect for some it's going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. And if you're suspecting me to be able to solve this within milliseconds, then unfortunately you've got the wrong idea. Haunted Shores, they all have the same... They're all done by the same artist. Reflection. Lovely. Can't use that here. But yeah, I can peek through the hole, and I can see what's on the other side. But how can I actually enter the room though to be able to solve this problem? There's a notice. Oh. What's going on? That just shone. $3.20. It's stuck on $3.20 now. I thought that would have done something actually. Just look at it one more time. There's a noticer on the left side. I'm not getting any ideas. We'll need one item to get one thing, and then another item to get another thing. For example, the knife would probably be effective on cutting the rope, but we can't get to that unless we open the oven door, but the oven door itself is jammed. Well, it's not going to bond anymore, is it? And we can't even read that notice. Unless we can do something while in that screen, but... yeah, I've just done a lot of wasting time. Unless there's something which I haven't interacted with, which I can. But I'm really... I'm out of ideas of what to do. I suppose there's probably... oh, you can't reach the ladder. That's okay. But it was locked from the other side. We need to get to the other side. And the doorknob is missing, so we can't open the door. Can't reach up there. And this door is locked, so we need a key for that. But what exactly can we do? So record player. Lamp there. Picture. Need somewhere with a lot of light. Found in the kitchen a tattered page from a journal. Fear is underlined. Her is underlined. A fire both purifying and binding, a corpse lifeless but tethered, a blade gleaming with blood, a cup, its contents cast upon the floor, waiting to be refilled. Charlie's notion for 1st of September. And these are the 4 symbols that come with this journal. Okay. And then Journal 2. Journal 2 doesn't have any images with it. It works. Sightvent, a stranger, how faintful I am for his fearful image creeping through the shadows of my dreams. At first I burst from sleep, panting, my thoughts clouded, racing, until I realized my folly. I'd taken him for a man I once knew, a man dead long ago, but the stranger his likeness inspires, my research only deepens. I must make note to call my assistant to explain my investigation into these arcane symbols has only just begun. Will they understand my quest? My cameras lie dusty and unloved, yet through my studies I have regained a focus lost so many years ago, lost along with her. No more, no more. I must take care, I must record my findings. But will anyone believe? Will they believe what I have uncovered? Will anyone believe death is but a fallacy? My hands tremble and my skin is slick with sweat, but I laugh in the face of my fears. Winter is coming, and I have work to drink. I cannot stop, for my fledgling attempts to ritual summoned the murmurs of her voice. However faint and haunting her response, I hear her in my study. I swear it. I hear her breathing in the walls. I hear the music of her voice. My apprentice will have to wait, for I cannot bear but contact her again, Charlie's. So that's after. And let's read out the first journal. Dear Journal, the data's come again. How many more years will I sit at this desk on this date? My fingers upon the typewriter's teeth, my mind simply lost for words. 50 years, 50 winters since I met her at the Crooked House Inn. 50 years since I bent to one knee, begging for her hand. Her songs still haunt me. A simpler time. My photographs not lining London's galleries, but piled in a shoebox under the bed. The mind boggies, 30 years. We were happy at least, weren't we? Until this kind yet cruel anniversary. I'm being muddling, but why shouldn't I be? Why feel embarrassed? I'm too old and too tired and too drunk to give a damn about what anyone thinks. So damn it all the same. Muddling is what I should be. But perhaps there is more. Yes. Fear. Today I visited the abandoned inn, and now the building chills my heart inside. I found nothing but crumbling plaster and decay, yet the lens of my camera revealed a darker secret. Arcane symbols littered the walls, scrawled over the degradation. At first their meaning eluded me, but the longer I peered through the eye of my camera, the more I understood. A fire, both purifying and binding, a corpse lifeless but tethered, a blade gleaming with blood, a cup its contents cast upon the floor, waiting to be refilled. I rushed outside. There, waiting, was no apparition, a stranger, malevolent, smiling eyes. My apprentice will think I'm mad. Somber I should be, for tonight I pay my respects. This is from Charlie's Nashua on the 1st of September. So these are the 4 different symbols that he kept seeing when he kept looking through the lens of the camera. But whereabouts was this person pointing the camera at? I have a feeling there is something similar in symbolism towards the hole that is upstairs which you peek through. And that's why sometimes you may get a different reaction when you peek through it. But what that represents in terms of this puzzle, I have 0 ideas. Because there's an element that we're not actually getting. Unless there's another house which we can explore, but I don't think so. I think this is the only house that we can explore at this point in time, but I'll go back outside and see what I can do. Unless the game will deny me of that. So, this is number 52. The house itself is light on, but you can't see anyone inside, so that means nobody is actually there. So what about... Oh! I think I was peeking through to this side, but the door's locked, so I don't think we can actually get inside this particular part of the house. The window is non-existent. You guys are out of there. Door's locked, of course, obviously. We can't use the lighter here, so this is for Charlie's love? Okay. So I think this particular Charlie, the artist, has been in at least 2 different relationships, if I can imagine a scenario like that. No thank you. So there's a broken window up there. So that could be Charlie's house, or it could be somebody else's house. I have no idea, but going upwards, it's a different lamp? That was 52 down. Yeah, it's the same house. So it has got a unique environment where it's just an infinite amount of space. But, illumination in darkness, Charlie's. And you can walk around. It's a nice element to it, actually. You can move 8 different tiles, which is something that most RPG Maker games don't have, is the ability to move in 8 different directions. Usually it's just only 4, but this game has 8, which is nice. Again, this will be something with JavaScript. So there's a... I think it's a moth rather than a butterfly. Fireplace, there's nothing here to burn. We haven't got any materials. And who has not heard of a ghost ship as an entity? Its rich sails blowing in the night as waves barbled against the hull. Of course, maritime tragedies in the oral tradition of seafarer storytelling has undoubtedly aided in the dismantling of these legends. But who can admit to an actual sighting of such a phenomenon. Only the very few, and often the most unreliable of men. Yes, because we're not prepared to take evidence of this particular outcome when good events transpire, or enigmatic, mysterious ones. Still, as we've seen, the British shorelines are filled with stories of ghosts and spectres, phantoms, and creatures from the deep. Yet it is the ghost ship that to me represents the most I don't know how to pronounce that word, tendency in the human heart. The ghost ship represents an understanding not only of loss and the inevitability of death, but it also represents a yearning to understand the lost, the forsaken, the forgotten, once which transpired many centuries ago. It has often been stated that in centuries gone by, a ship mirrored the class system found in the British Isles. There were noblemen and those were peasants. Food and riches and pestilence, all side by side. The ghost ship then does not present the story of a singular tragedy, an injustice needing addressing, like so many other haunting tales. No, the ghost ship appears as a cultural and folkloric tradition, a tender expression of mourning for societies and cultures now long gone by, a whole world now dead and forgotten, driven away on the sea. In the ghost ship, truly, we see ourselves, for one day our society will be forgotten too. Our names, our loved ones, all will be as tobacco-tinged breath in the air, as another seafarer in times to come in saints our twisting, tragic tales. Like the ghost ship itself, will disappear in the same instant, in a cold weep of the wind. Okay, what about A Life in Pictures by Patricia Steadman? For Norshrin's generation, unlike the celebrations of New Year's past, the arrival of the 12th century represented the very horizon. Sorry, is that 12? No, 20th, sorry. 20th century represented the very horizon of the future. The world was soon to change, and furthermore, for the then 18-year-old Charlie's, the wealth of professional opportunities available to him was ever expanding. Nevertheless, Charlie's was conflicted, and whilst he'd shown a keen aptitude for both the sciences and the arts in his early studies, in July of 1921 he wrote in his journal, "So many paths lie ahead of me, crisscrossed and tangled. Which do I take?" The answer, of course, came soon enough on Christmas Day that very same year. For Charlie's, the photographic camera represented the pinnacle of the century's technological ingenuity, and photography, by then rapidly gaining traction, signified the coming together of the artist and scientific spheres. His first device, a Horton, had him as thrilled as a boy half of his age. Humphrey Norshry, Charlie's father, related in his own diary that Christmas, "Never had I seen a boy so enamoured with a box." Indeed, in the interim between Christmas and New Year's Eve, Charlie's was seldom seen without his Horton. He took portraits of families and friends and soon invested in materials to develop his own film. Despite the initial costs by the new year and by the new century, Charles was heard to have made the grandest of resolutions. Photography is my calling, and photography would be my life. As we now know, Charlie's proved good to his word. He soon gained a plethora of new devices, and in the following months he'd begin work as a scenes of crime photographer, because photography is very important in evidencing crime. What's more, later that year, Charlie's was to discover the only other love of his life, which, like the camera itself, would always remain at his side, his fiancée and future wife, Beatrice. The Bible. St. Mark chapter 5, and they come over onto the other side of the sea, into the country of however you want to pronounce that. Number 2, and when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean soul. Number 3, who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bind him, no, not with chains. Number 4, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him, and the fetters broken in pieces, neither could any man tame him. Number 5, and always, night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself. Okay, that got a bit dark very quickly there, cutting himself with stones. Number 6, but when he saw Jesus afar off, he ran and worshipped him. Number 7, and cried with a loud voice, and said, What have I done to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God, have thou torment me not. Number 8, for he said unto him, Come out of a man, thou unclean spirit. And number 9, and he asked him, What is thy name? He has answered, saying, My name is Legion, for we are many. Okay, I think that is all of the lore that we can discover within this part of the game. We've read through both diary entries, and we've read through these. Now, my only issue here is, how do we progress through the game? And what will it present to us? We can't go up that ladder. 3 of the 4 doors up here are locked. Downstairs in the kitchen there is a knife that we can't get to because the oven door, which the knife is in within the oven actually, is jammed. The rope can't be untangled unless we use something to untangle it. This peeks through to the next door which we can't access. Here. Just thinking though, how is this lamp operating? Unless I need to wait patiently for this me to do something else. But I don't think it will do anything else. The clock has already transpired to 3:20. It shows 3:20. Okay. Can't edit that anymore. What about... Okay, I'm just thinking of a carbon... Just because of where the wire is. Okay, how can you read that in the dark? This is the only puzzle that we're presented with, and it is literally this thing right here. So, regardless if a previous lamp is on or off, does it really... Let me wait a little bit longer. So the clock chimes on the other side. The wire there is sparkling, but it's still working. What am I meant to do? There's no actual puzzle. There's nothing physical to solve. It's just like we're just going round in a continuous loop. What is yours? Let's just show me the map. It is solvable, but just not by me. Let's try turning the light on again. And then peeking through. Don't think it will make any difference though. I'm just thinking about the clock. Sometimes it chimes. Still nothing. So let's try turning it off again. Maybe it's a random thing that happens regardless if you have this lamp on or off. Because this wire was going towards the lamp. Nothing's happening now. Because I don't know what that chime represents though. Like, that's happened at least 3 different times now. Door's locked. Window there. We can't actually interact with the window. And again, there's this wire that goes up into the attic. Can't reach the ladder. Can't use the lighter here. Can't use that here. Can't use... Oh! We can light that up. Oh, we can light the lamps up. Okay. I've not considered doing that yet. Which should be a thing that's important, right? Okay. Light these up. Light that up. But since turning that lamp off, the kitchen's light is gone. Empty picture frames. They're damp and covered in mold. Turn the candles on. But that... What does this represent? What can I do? What can one do? This room here. Just gonna see whether if there's any lamp. Well, so yeah, any lamps that we can light up here. Can't use that here. That still shows the same time, so maybe it can only go up to that time. Don't think lighting up those little candles did anything though. Yes, only off by luck and chance, but it's happened on every single time we turn the lamp off. Can't use that here. So what else can we use the lighter on? It's the only thing we've got so far. It's the only lead we have. What about turning every lamp in the building off? Except, obviously, these candles. Oh! It's pried that open. That's excellent. We can do something now. Doors touch tight, but not so too. Let's use a knife on it then. You cut through the rope binding the door handle. You can open the door now. Excellent. We're making some progress finally. It's taken us about 20 minutes or so, but we're finally making some progress. A walking stick has been used to bolt the basement door shut. Take the walking stick. And now we can go through there. What was that noise? The greenhouse door is held shut by a padlock. The padlock is locked. Of course. But there's something in it. Can we open this actually? Yes, we can go through the basement door. Can I use my lighter here? Can I use that? It's so damn dark. There's a notice pinned to the wall here. Keep basement hatch shut at all times. Photographic film silences of light. Well, sorry. Oh, we can we use the... Can we use the thing here? We can use the lamp there. Excellent. Oh, doesn't seem to be receiving any power. Oh, dearie me. So there's another mystery for us to solve. Breakers. The box is held shut by padlock. The trays full of film development chemicals. We literally cannot see in here, so I have no idea what we're meant to do here. Doesn't receive any power, so we need to fix the power somehow. I can't see anything. Oh, there's a notice on the floor there. Oh, Channel 7? What the heck is that meant to be? Okay, so we've gone from 1, 2 to 7. Makes no sense, but believe me, it does make sense. Realistically. Like, never. It's never made any sense up until now. So we've got a walking stick. Crooked, hooked, worn smooth from years of use. Can't use it here. So what can a walking stick represent? What can it do? I do believe that keeping the lamps off is a good thing. Can we use walking stick to bring... Yeah, you reach up to the ladder with a walking stick and hook it around a ring. A run. Hook it round a run. Ah, so you just basically pulled it down. Excellent. We can go upstairs now. Righty here. So something up here does not seem at all friendly. There's a small box on the table. We'll leave it be for now. We'll save and then open it up. What does it present? It appears to be some kind of music box. Nice to hear. The Spectral Eye, a manuscript by that. I can't read its contents. Oh, dearie me. There's a small door in the wall. There's so many padlocks in this game, for goodness sakes. We need a key for all of them. The boiler's in complete disrepair. I understand it, but where's the wire going to? That's the thing, these wires are coming from somewheres. There's an old book here. Take the book. Took the old book. Light that up. Oh, that seems to help. That's helped a lot. There's a box here. We can't interact with a box. The crate is full of old clothes. Keep it open for now. An open picture frame. Or mirror, which has been smashed into oblivion. Excuse me. Oh, we can light that up as well. Excellent. Padlock is locked. Of course. Why would it not be locked? Yeah, lighting these up are a big help. Oh, we can actually see the writing now. Dear Mr. Nursery, as an editor of fiction, I have long learnt that time is precious, perhaps more so in my industry than it is in yours. With this in mind, and having read your manuscript, I suggest you would do better to continue developing pictures than you would developing plots. Please find attached your efforts. Yours regrettably, Arthur Manley. Manley? The Spectral Eye, prologue, September 1st, 1804. Hello, I'm sorry for writing again, truly I am. Whether I write to revisit a comforting habit, or whether I write to fulfill some deeper compulsion, I do not know. All I can truthfully admit is this. With my prayers have concerned you for some time, today, of all days, I found myself admitting your name in confession. We'd always agreed not that between us, between sense and dear friends, we'd no need in begging clemency. We'd Need to dwell on our trespasses in my eyes as well as yours. I hope all was pardoned. Yet I ask you again on this day, the day of our first meeting, for forgiveness. Forgiveness, I mean. For this morning confession, as the bittersweet sting of your name lingered on my lips, I admitted to my elder a most painful truth. I am night. I begged the Lord to wipe your name from my mind. Sleepless nights plague me since we parted. How good is it to have the blasted image cut and preserved from time, frozen in my mind. If the whatever that is supposed to spell out as is punishment for my sins, I never needed the blasted print, okay, from the inside of my eyelids is painted with your face, the tears on your cheeks. Okay, so that's going through the lens. I just want to see the mysteries unfold, you know. Old items of clothing and jewelry littered in the boxes, nothing of interest here. Can we go through this? Okay, we can't. Damn it. Where is this white? Oh, there's a. Okay, there's a phone call downstairs. The wire seems to originate from these boxes here. Oh, from that back room there. Okay, so I heard a phone call, I believe it was. There is a phone call. Where's it coming from, though? It's a record player. It's not that. So it must have came back from upstairs up here. In this room? Not in this room. Oh, the thing by the lamp, over the candle, so. This. Is it not that? There's definitely a phone call coming from somewheres. You can hear a piano being played behind a door. Oh, we can... It's not in here, though. That's the issue. 3:38. So as we progress through the game, time transpires too. Door locked. Where is that coming from, though? I'm so bizarred out. Door knocked on the other side, you can hear a piano being played behind the door. Door's locked. Don't we got anything that we can use? I don't know if the journals represent the amount of the endings that you get. Hold on. Notes. Old book. What the? That looks like a skull of some kind. And there's a picture of a key. 51. Oh, there's a key embroidered into the book. Nice, we'll take the key. Took the crimson key. And it's got a 51 on it, so that must mean it opens next door. Goody, 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 good, 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 good. We're making progression here. Progress is good. Excellent. Maybe I should have saved another slot, but I do not care at this point in time. Right, so we've got number 51, which means we can unlock next door. Good. Okay, use the crimson key. The crimson key unlocks the door, you discard the crimson key. Maybe we need to lock it back up sometime. What happened to the music? What the heck's going on? I can barely see in here. I don't... I don't know where we are. That's a problem. There's a lack of lighting. We can't even carry around a lamp. It makes so dark in here. I'm not phased out by anything at all. I'm more concerned about what's around me, rather than necessarily, oh my god, it's so dark, it's so scary. For playing these games for many years now, I've kind of gotten desensitized by the fact that it's dark. And Journal 40, you know, so I'm missing Journal 3. I'm not getting these in order. I'm supposed to have just taken the walking stick and be on my way, but no, I had to dig deeper and found Journal 7 rather than Journal 3. Was that somebody else's footsteps? It sounds like it is, but where the heck are we? And the writing's in jarbles now. Okay. This is really well made, by the way, I'm not gonna lie. But where the heck are we? I have no idea what's going on. These are different. There's different symbols on there, right? I can't even see them, but those are definitely symbols. The oven door won't open. Okay, so we're in the kitchen. Light that up. Even though it just has only a very limited amount of benefit for me. Ah, this is a backyard to here now. Excellent. The firewood here has been mostly kept dry. Yes, let's take some firewood. You took the firewood. We can light up next door's thing with that. Take the lantern. Yes, please. The lantern is an excellent thing. It's about a quarter full of fuel. Okay. So maybe we should only use it conservingly. You unlock the gate, which is good. Very, very good. Very good. We can go back through here now. This is how we can trespass from one house to another. Excellent. Excellent indeed. But I did wonder how the oven door somehow managed to pry open. Mystery. Got firewood now. Now we can put the firewood into the fireplace. You place the firewood in the fireplace. Okay. Yes. Excellent. That should do us justice. The fire crackles warmly. I was thinking that the fire might reveal something in the painting, but it didn't. It didn't in the slightest. So, what does the firewood do then? Again with that. Locked. Time is now. Okay, I'm going to leave it here for today, folks. I'm pretty sure there's a huge amount more of this game, and of course, as there are multiple endings, then we can consider the fact that there are multiple ways to go about through this game. But unfortunately for me, I haven't been able to get to those cases as of yet. But if you can come up with any suggestions that will make this endeavour just, you know, a bit more fluidly, as like getting the different journal pieces and everything like that, and then bind them together, and we'll be able to find out the truth behind this Charlie's individual. Because is it Charlie's? Yeah, for Charlie's. And then the notes, obviously, which talks about Charlie's. Yes, he's the main kind of like player in this story. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and we shall see each other in the next time of Ancra. Have a good day and take care of yourselves.